everybody, welcome back to Framework Films. Today I'm going to be making a RAID system. This is a network attached storage produced by QNAP, and I have four 14 terabyte IronWolf drives. These are made by Seagate. They're specifically optimized for network attached storage systems and for perpetual use in RAID systems. So this is my first time I'm going to be building one of these things. I'm very excited to be able to expand my storage capabilities. One critique for QNAP so far, right out of the box, is they have all these very cryptic names for their products. So this one is called the QNAP TVS-472XT. And why I picked this model over a couple other models, I had a couple reasons. So one, I can actually install a couple of lightning quick SSD drives, NVMe SSD drives, into this network attached storage RAID hard drive. It has 4 bays, so I can very easily run a RAID 5 setup, which means that I have 4 drives, and one of the 4 drives is dedicated backup for a total immersion drive. I can also install a GPU into this device for later use. Because it's a network attached storage system, I'm able to connect it to the internet and run kind of like my own Dropbox, and it connects to my computer via a couple options, but I have a Thunderbolt 3 cable. I can also use a 10 gigabit Ethernet cable. So what's special too is I can actually have, I think, up to 2 editors being able to access the files on this drive at a time, which is, it's a little beefier than your average plug and play hard drive. I'm really excited to expand my capabilities and start using this thing out. So let's go ahead and pop these drives in. I also have this USB Wi-Fi adapter. So I can connect this to the internet by either directly plugging it in via Ethernet, or I can have it access Wi-Fi, which, for like 15 bucks, I think I'm gonna do Wi-Fi, and then if needed to have faster connections, I'll plug it in at some point in the future. But in these setup stages, let's keep it wireless. So following a couple of setup prompts online, I managed to get the QNAP working on my Windows 10. It was more challenging than I thought it was going to be, and not because the QNAP was doing anything wrong. I just had to update 4 or 5 different drivers on my machine to make sure that my Thunderbolt driver was updated, the software on the QNAP was updated. I did a Windows 10 update. I just did 4 or 5 different updates and finally got it working, which is excellent. I ran Disk Speed Utility. It's a program from Blackmagic. I'll include a little screen record right here. But I actually got read speeds typically reading between 500 megabytes a second and 2,000 megabytes a second through Thunderbolt 3 connection directly to my computer. That's really good. I was really surprised to see 2,000 megabytes or 2 gigabytes a second based on the fact that I only have 4 HDD drives in here. They're not SSDs. I can mod in additional SSDs into this device in the future, which would make it go faster. But I was really impressed. Up to 2,000 megabytes a second read. For writing, I saw more typically between 200 and 300 megabytes a second read. On the disk speed test by Blackmagic, you can select a couple different drop downs to test the file sizes between 1 and 5 gigabytes. So that was pretty cool. And I was researching and I saw that, and I will probably start doing this as soon as I finish up with this video, that I can do file synchronization between specific folders on my computer, and I can provision and set up specific folders on this QNAP NAS, so that if I change a file on my Windows 10, it'll automatically sync and update, and it's with the amount of time lapses that I render and creative files that I crank through, knowing that every minor change in that XMP, XML file in my time-lapse sequences or any quick changes to project files in Premiere would automatically sync. And you set that up through the QSYNC portal for QNAP. I do want to say that this is not a great solution if you're worried about theft and fire damage, because while I am backing everything up from my computer, it's also, this is sitting right next to my computer. So if like the house flooded or there was fire and everything burned down, or there was theft, there goes everything. So I still keep backups offshore. I keep backups on the East Coast, in Colorado. Like I keep backups wherever I have like family. I just kind of mail them a couple hard drives. It gets a little bit easier from there. I was also told that QNAPs are kind of like the Windows and Synology tech. It's a competing company. It's kind of like the Mac. I went QNAP. I was not disappointed with the setup process. I followed a couple videos on like here on YouTube, or read a couple articles. It was pretty seamless except for my driver update issue that I had. But hey, so now I have literally 4 14 terabyte drives in this thing for RAID 5 setup. 3 of those drives are storage. 1 of those is redundant in RAID 5. And it lent me about 37.5 terabytes of storage, which is excellent because my computer only gives me like 12 terabytes of storage, which still seems kind of like a lot. And I only built the computer like maybe 2 years ago, but I'm already running out of space on it. So this is gonna help me a lot. I can store client data on this. I can store my own personal files on this. I can connect with it for Thunderbolt 3, and that connection is like pretty zippy, considering it's just a bunch of HDDs. So yeah, this is my new storage solution. I can set this up with that Wi-Fi dongle that I was talking about before and access my files while I'm on a trip, abroad, on the go, wherever, which is super helpful. Yeah, so thanks a lot for watching, everybody. If you found this video showcase helpful, feel free to drop a comment below. If I'm forgetting anything, or if you have any recommendations for what this QNAP can do. I know they have like this entire app store on their system where you can download all these different tools and widgets. Let me know about it, because I'm still learning a lot about this machine and I'm really impressed with it so far. The fact that I can plug in a GPU and have it transcode footage on the fly as I'm throwing documentation and as I'm throwing creative files on this thing, it's a dedicated computer almost, just without the screen and without kind of like the beefier processing chips that you'd have if you build your own rig. And I'm really excited. I just expanded my storage capabilities like 38 terabytes, which is insane. So thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will check in next time.